Hi everybody and welcome to your general weekly reading for the week beginning March 12th, 2018. This week I'll be using the Mystic Fairy Tarot card deck by Barbara Moore and also interpreting some messages that come in from the heavens and our guides. So how are you doing this week? How is March treating you so far? I can feel spring is coming. Spring is coming. It is upon us. For some of us, it's a bit farther away than others, but I can feel it in the air. So that's really exciting. That means the return of the light is coming. Well, it's already been happening since December. The light has been returning to us, but soon we will have our longer days back and our warm weather. For those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, that means spring and summer. It'll be awesome. With spring comes a freshness, comes a revitalization. It also is a bit of an exposure to all of the decay that has been covered up by the snow or, the colder months. So things are coming up for you. Just look at them and let them go. There might be a lot of old habits coming up to the surface for you. I personally find this time of year particularly difficult. So if you are having a hard time, it'll be over soon. Just do whatever you can to get through it and look forward to the spring and summer while still enjoying and living your life. So we had some really good cards last week, and I was actually reflecting back on the reading throughout the week because I think the Sun card that we got is like the best card in tarot, and we got that card for Monday, Tuesday. And I did not feel that way at all. Monday and Tuesday were hellish for me in particular. I don't know how they were for you, but I think the message was that, for some of us, it did feel really good on Monday, Tuesday. But the Sun, I think, was more of a reminder that everything is okay. Even though you might feel like crap or things might be going like insane around you, it was just it's a reminder that everything is all good. Everything will work out completely fine and perfectly. It's going to be okay as long as you know that you can get through all of this. So if your week was not as great as you thought it would be, it's okay. Just remember that everything is going to be okay and just give yourself whatever you need during this time to get through it. Because you don't have to suffer through it, even though you're feeling like garbage. If you are feeling like garbage, I don't want to assume, but you don't necessarily have to stay there. You can push yourself through it by giving yourself whatever you need and just letting it happen. And the more that you kind of surrender and just give yourself permission to be in that space, the quicker you will move through it and the faster that you can get into the more happier, nice space. So I am finding, though, the last few days have been almost like I feel human again. So I think whatever was clearing or whatever was coming in Monday, Tuesday has kind of grounded itself a little bit, and we can kind of return back to reality. So I would love to hear from you. Please let me know how your week was. I'm very curious. For those of the people in my life, the week was particularly difficult, but this is a general reading, so it will be different for everybody. So I'd love to hear from you. Holy crap. What is this about? Okay, so we had 2 cards fly out. So now we're looking for Wednesday, Thursday, and the weekend. Okay, cool. Okay, I don't know why I put them over yet. Okay, so for the general theme of the week, we have 8 of Cups. So the 8 of Cups is about flight. It's about getting the hell out of there, wherever there is. So this is you this week. And this is you hopping on your little dragonfly and flying out of Dodge and into somewhere else. So fleeing a certain feeling, fleeing a situation, going to a different place. This is a minor arcana card, which does indicate that this does have our action involved. So it's not so much about the universe pushing you. It's like, we've kind of talked about this the last few weeks, but the pieces are kind of starting to fall into place. And now it's kind of time to see the outcomes of the actions that you have taken, or the repercussions, if you will. There doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing either. I'll let in some more light here. So the Eight of Cups is about flight. It's about movement. It's about change. So if you're finding that an old situation is not really working for you anymore, it's time to go. So where are you going to go? Maybe you can figure that out this week. Use this energy to propel you. And oh my God, I don't think this card wants to be in this reading. No, it does. Okay, sorry. Just throwing cards all over the place. Just bear with me here. So yeah, the Eight of Cups. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? You may be figuring this out this week, or you could be kind of have been kind of forced by the universe up until this point, and now it's your time to choose which path you're going to go down. So for Monday, Tuesday, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is a great card. It is, everything's all good. You have everything that you could have ever wanted. Your life is perfect. You have a great family. You have security. You have lots of money. This is a really good card. This is like the end of your Pentacles story. So when we talk about Pentacles, we're talking about the third dimensional reality. That's security, that's job, that's money. So this is a really good card at the beginning of the week. So I think for most of us, for some it's about love, actually, relationship, the flight. Whether it's, leaving singlehood to be in a relationship, or whether it's maybe taking a step back from a relationship. Doesn't always have to be romantic, but I think that this is more has to do with career or passion. So taking a look and seeing and observing that you are abundant and that you do have enough to make a change. Because this is a general reading, I am getting a strong message, though, that also it's about looking at the Ten of Pentacles with gratitude and thanking your life for all that you do have, and not, looking at all the things that you need to change, but then forgetting all of the wonderful things that you do have as a part of your life. Looking and noticing all of the abundance is going to be very important for us for the next forever. If you are having a difficult time, or you're really low in your energy and you're just looking at all of the problems in your life, go to gratitude. Just start rattling off things that you're thinking about. It can even be, I was even thinking about this yesterday, that something that I take for granted is my ability to type super fast. And I remember learning how to type in school, and you'd have these typing tests and you're like typing with one finger, and it just seemed like impossible to not look at the keyboard. But how many of us can just type up a paragraph without even thinking about it? And that's a relatively new skill in the last few decades that we've been able to master. So even things like that you completely don't think about, but you just do so perfectly. You have so many skills, and you have so much that you can be grateful for. So it's the more that you watch those things with gratitude, the more that you have to be grateful for grows. So this is a really good reminder to realize that you're not so hard done by. And then you are hard done by the middle of the week. So this is why you need to get in a place of gratitude and awareness of all of the beautiful things that you do have, because in the middle of the week, we have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords, again, because I'm not seeing really any major arcana yet. I don't know what's on the weekend, but this is all things that you can control. These are all mindsets that you can change or you can stick with, but these are actions that you can take yourself. So the Nine of Swords basically is the worst has happened. The worst has already happened. It's not going to get any worse. So what are you going to do? How are you going to handle it? Are you going to handle it by, allowing those thorns to kill you? Or are you going to take the sight of this bird, this peaceful bird, as a sign of hope and remember all that you do really have? So I really encourage you to focus on this week instead of this, because this is where you naturally want to go as a human being. As human beings, we always look at the negative. It's survival instinct. It goes back to our evolution. So really focus on the good, and you can get out of this. This, because we have this card. So this is the theme. So even if you are feeling like you're being suffocated, or you don't know what to do because the worst case scenario has already occurred, know that there is hope and that you have control, because you can get out of it. Everything this week you have control over, which is really nice. And don't let yourself get too low. Even if the worst does happen to you, it's okay. It's going to be okay. Remember that Sun card. It's all going to be okay. You're going to be fine. And we were fine. the beginning of the week didn't feel very good, but the end of the week felt really a lot better. So focus on the good. I cannot stress that enough. And once we hit the rock bottom, there's nowhere to go but up. So that's the positive note there. Okay, so yeah, no major arcana cards this week, which is good because we have control. So on the weekend we have Knight of... What is with these cards? These cards are jumpy today. That must mean that our energy is all over the place. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. I wanted to say Knight of Cups. I wonder if that's relevant. I think it is. So the Knight of Pentacles, Knight cards are about action. The Knight of Pentacles is resourceful. He's going on a mission. He's going forward without really a whole lot of resources, but he's going to go anyways. He doesn't need to have all the money or all of the logistics figured out. He's just going. So forward movement this weekend, I'm really seeing that push of forward movement, which is good because a lot of us have been feeling very stagnant as of late. So it's time for movement. It's time for action. It's time for going forward. So if you do have a bit of a challenging week, find the balance between the hardships and the good things and really try to focus on that good even when you're down in the dumps. And I know that that's easier said than done, but it's just about focusing on the positive things, not completely negating the bad things that are happening to you. Of course, we want to acknowledge, we want to deal with it. But if something bad happens to you, or if you're going through something difficult, stressing about it and sitting in that story and roasting that over and over again is not going to do you a damn thing except for make you more miserable. So what can you do? How can you get out of it? And the first step is to grieve whatever, negative thing that happens to you. Make sure that you're acknowledging it so that it doesn't come back later. But really look at, okay, well, what does this mean to me? Where do I want to go? If it has to do, you got a new job that you didn't really like and you want to change it. Well, what is your power in this? The worst case scenario happened, okay, but what are you going to make of it? And that's going to be really important for us to remember this week. This is a week of action. This is a week of change and flight, and I think it's going to be really, really good. And I'm personally am very excited. So if you have a particularly transformational experience or you find this new meditation technique that makes you feel really good or whatever it is, take that and just run with it. If you find tools that really help you and benefit you, just allow them to take you where they need to go. Anything else? It does feel peaceful. I think whatever, and I mean, this might carry on into other weeks, but I think, this card in the middle of the week, the Nine of Swords, talking about the worst has happened. It's not going to be as bad as it sounds, and I don't want you to go into fear about it and thinking, oh my God, what is it going to be? Because it's almost going to be like, oh yeah, I knew that was going to happen, and that sucks. But you're almost it's not so much about getting down in the grief because you kind of were expecting it. So you do have the power. It's like you actually do have the power within you at that particular moment to bring yourself up and out of it. So you don't have to allow it to bring you down because I think if this makes any sense, it'll be more effort for you to go down deeper than it will be for you to just be like, oh, well, what now? So just go with that. Go with that feeling. Allow that to take you where you need to go. Anything else? It does feel a bit peaceful, and it's almost like a serenity. It's like a serene... It's like a serene descent. Anyway, I think it'll kind of feel good if that makes any sense. I don't think anything super bad is going to happen. It's just crap might happen in the middle of the week and you have to deal with it in a different way. So I'd be very curious to find out what it is. I personally am off to San Jose this week, and I'm going to see Tony Robbins live, which is a bucket list check for me. I'm very excited, and I will share all of that information with all of you when I get back if there's anything that I can even relay. So I know that I will have a very transformational week, and I hope so anyways, and I hope that you all do too. So love to hear from you. Please like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for being here and watching these videos. And if you'd like a private reading with me, you can email me at thejourneytospirit@gmail.com and come and visit me at katiehunt.ca. I would love to see you. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a fantastic week full of insight and movement and clarity. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.